Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography Podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. If you're looking for jewelry that makes an impact on your self-care routine and your style, Empowerography would like to offer you a discount code to one of our exclusive partners, Quartz and Canary Jewelry and Wellness Company. Use code EMPOWER15 to receive 15% off upon checkout at www.quartzandcanary.com. Quartz and Canary is truly the place where spirituality meets style. Hello there, Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography Podcast. Today, my guest is Claudia Fabian. She is a pro-aging ambassador. How are you doing today, Claudia?
I am doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. I'm really excited to jump in and talk with you and share a bit about who you are and what you're doing. And I love what you're doing. So let's get started. You are an esthetician. You're a director of sales for a professional skincare company. You are a pro-aging ambassador, and you've worked in and built a career in the beauty industry for over 20 years. You're a podcast host. What inspired you to originally start your career in the beauty industry?
Well, I think it just goes back to being a little girl. I remember being 3 years old and just dying to put on my mom's, at the time, it was in the early 70s, she had, falls where you would just attach the hair to the back of the head. Yeah. I wanted to wear that. I would beg her to put it on me, beg her to put makeup on me. I just think you're born into it. I think you're born into loving that. So it was no mistake that I ended up eventually in beauty. But I didn't land there right away, but right. I finally found my way.
So having been in the beauty industry for such a long time, I'm curious to know what has been one of, or let's even say the top 3 cringeworthy trends that you've seen during your career in the industry?
I mean, gosh, we've lived through them all and, they're horrible. I mean, when I saw that question, I was thinking, gosh, what came to my mind first was the horrible perms that we had in the 80s. I was like, oh God, those are like blackmail photos. I mean, my hair was to the ceiling and it was just so ugly. But in my beauty career, I would say, the 90s also kind of came to my mind with the skinny eyebrows. Yeah. And the trend was to wear like a darker lip line with a paler pink. It was so ugly, but we thought we looked fabulous and everybody else was, doing it. So you didn't feel like the odd person out. And then I would say fashion wise, like parachute pants. I mean, why did we think that was cool? I don't know. MC Hammer pants. I don't know. All that was so ugly. Such an ugly time.
Yes, it was. What excites or lights you up the most about the work you do, Claudia?
Well, being a makeup artist and esthetician, and what it's meant the most is just helping women feel their best. So rewarding when you can turn someone's day around, someone's mood around. The power of makeup is incredible, or helping somebody overcome a skin issue that has, maybe impeded their confidence, made them feel less than. And if you can change that, it is estheticians are magicians, I
love that. Estheticians are magicians. Brilliant. I love it. Mm-hmm. Up to this point, what would you say has been the biggest highlight of your career?
There's been so many, but I think more recently in the last, 10 years, I've moved into corporate, side of the beauty industry, working in sales and sales management, and having worked most of my career in salon and spa, and then making that huge transition into corporate, sales, very different genre, but still in beauty, achieving, accolades in sales for winning, best salesperson of the year, blah, blah, blah. I won't name all the titles. It'd be a separate podcast, but that was really rewarding because, who knew that I had that in me to have success in another way in beauty. So it was good. I liked it. Who doesn't like getting awards?
Yeah, true. Speaking of that transition, how difficult was that transition for you, moving from working directly, like hands-on in the beauty industry into a more corporate environment?
Yeah, it was not easy. So what happened was in 2011, I moved to Vegas for love. And I thought, I'm just going to get a job in a spa. I mean, there's a million spas in Vegas. You're going to walk in and they're going to love me. That didn't happen. So I couldn't find a job. And, with, 20 plus years in aesthetics, I thought it would be so easy to find a job. At that time, it just wasn't. So I ended up working in, moving into sales. Someone suggested I try sales for professional skincare brands.
Okay.
And I fell in love with it. It was great. So it was really kind of pushed me into it. I didn't really choose it or seek it out. It just kind of, the universe, however you want to look at it, just kind of guided me that way. Okay. And it's lasted longer than my marriage. So that, there's that. That's
that you moved to Vegas for.
Yeah, I moved here for that, but I got way more in return.
There you go. Then that's what matters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which of your skills do you feel has best prepared you for a career, best prepared you for your career as a makeup artist and esthetician?
Well, I think skill-wise, obviously, again, I think it's something that you're born with. It's just like an artist, how do you teach someone that's really good at drawing? It's just that they have that gift. And I think that was my gift, was art and makeup artistry. And it just came so naturally. I never really had to learn it. So I think that's really what prepared me. And then, of course, having a passion for it. Like I said, when I was 3, I wanted to wear makeup. So, it was just like, it was destined for me to work in this
part
area.
Of who you are, right?
It's part of who you are. Yeah, absolutely.
Seeing as you've had multiple jobs in the beauty industry, what has been one of your favorite in your career when you look back?
I am a makeup artist first and foremost. That's where my heart and passion is. I always say that, makeup is my lover and skincare is my friend. I love skincare, okay, but, makeup is what does it for me.
Yeah.
So I think, what's really meant the most to me is being part of women's lives on special days like their wedding.
Yeah.
I've done so many bridal parties, bridal makeup, and it's just been so rewarding to, be part of someone's special day that they'll remember forever. And it's captured in photos and they're going to look back and remember that. And, doing brides, you're doing their makeup and their photographers are snapping pics. And I know I'm probably in so many of their bridal memory books and it feels good. It feels good. I always thought it'd be interesting though, to do kind of like a documentary to see out of all the brides I've done, how many are actually still married.
That would be interesting, actually.
Wouldn't that be kind of cool?
That would be. So now that you're working in corporate, do you still keep your hands busy in that other world by being a makeup artist? Do you have a side business that you're running that you still keep busy in that?
I do occasional freelance work. I do a lot of work for beauty brands, helping consult and things like that. I manage a couple of social media pages for some professional beauty brands.
Right.
So yeah, I'm still in it. I don't think you ever leave it.
Right.
And being in sales, I'm still coaching and mentoring estheticians as part of that role. So I still am in spa and salon working all the time. So I get my fill of it. Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Now, you did some work back in the day on some pretty big name shows as a makeup artist. How did you get into working in that world? And what were some of the shows you worked on? And how was that experience for you? Did it help your career in the industry?
It was really interesting. Chicago was kind of a time in the 90s where a lot of talk shows were there.
Yes.
And everyone knows Oprah. Yeah. I don't know if you remember Jenny Jones. I mean, you have to be born in a certain time.
Yes, I remember Jenny
some
Jones.
Of these shows. Jenny Jones, Jerry Springer.
Yes.
Is he still around? I think he's still around.
I don't even know if he's still around.
And I wonder what happened to Jenny Jones. I don't know, but these were really booming. And of course, I worked for a very prominent salon and spa in Chicago. So it was kind of the go-to who's who.
Yeah.
And they would hire us. So really, this is way before YouTube and, all these ways now that makeup artists get recognition.
Yeah.
So this was kind of it. It was exciting to go do these shows. And that's kind of how it happened.
Okay.
And it was an exciting opportunity. It was great. We would do these makeover shows and behind the scenes, it was total chaos. They would give you literally 30 minutes to transform somebody with hair color, makeup, hair cutting. So we're all working together as a team trying to make this happen. And really, really fun. I mean, it was a great experience and, getting to be on TV and stuff was fun.
Yeah,
too.
I'm sure. What, in your opinion, is the most important quality in a makeup artist?
Being able to see beauty in women. I look at women all the time, right? Because obviously social media, but also in the work that I do. And women are just so incredibly, interestingly beautiful. Every woman I meet, I find something that I'm like, wow, like stunning, beautiful. So I think as a makeup artist, you really have to have an eye for beauty and seeing that and bringing that out and enhancing that in a woman, because every woman has a feature that when touched the right way by a makeup artist brush is just breathtaking. And that's really what I look for.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm. What 3 makeup items should no woman leave home without, in your opinion?
In my opinion, lipstick, because you could use it as a blush, and kind of touch up that way. I would say a really good facial mist, because refreshing your face throughout the day is really great. And then a good face powder, to kind of just touch up and even out things. Yeah. Do you have those in your arsenal, Brett?
No, I don't. I better get those and keep those on me at all times.
The face mist. The face mist is good for guys.
For sure. Now, today's woman is busier than ever. What, in your opinion, what is the easiest or quickest way to turn a day or work look into something that works for going out at night?
For makeup, I would say, obviously, having a darker lip, so like a nice red would be an easy way to change your day look into a night look.
Okay.
And a little bit eyeliner on the top lash line, smudging that out just to kind of enhance the eyes, and a good bronzer, really easy, just kind of deepen it up a little bit.
So again, 3 things I should have with me at all times.
Yeah, or make sure you have, for your daughters or your girls.
What is the most important beauty advice that you can give to women?
Be good to yourself, treat yourself good. I mean, no one else is going to do it. You have to do it for yourself. And I think that is really most important. To me, skincare, makeup, it's part of self-care. It's part of loving yourself, adorning yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I think that is a part of self-love. People may think it's, maybe we've been conditioned to think makeup is superficial or skincare is just superficial. It's an extravagant expense.
Right.
But to me, I don't see it that way. I see it as self-love and self-adornment. And if you don't admire and love yourself, nobody else will.
Very true. Very wise word. What advice would you give to young women wanting to begin a career in the same profession as you?
I would say, obviously, you have to go to beauty school, right? You have to suffer through that horrendous training that anyone listening that's been in beauty school knows it's god awful, but you have to go through that. You have to pay your dues. And then I think mentoring under somebody is really, really helpful. I really recommend working for a big salon and spa and learning the business, or if you're going to be a makeup artist, working with an established makeup artist and being mentored before you go out on your own. So important.
Yeah. Now I'm really excited to get into this part of it. So you have been very vocal and present on social media about inspiring women to embrace their gray hair transition, and which, by the way, I love this because, of course, for men, it's considered cool, and the whole silver fox thing, all that stuff that goes along with that. So it's great to see you doing what you're doing with embracing it and starting a movement around that, basically. And how has the reception been for you with this whole thing that you've started now?
Most of the reception has been so positive. There's always the ugly trolls on Instagram that are going to leave you a nasty comment or just so mean-spirited. But I think overall, it's been such a positive reception, and especially from men, which I was really shocked.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is it more, are you getting the nasty comments from men or women?
Women.
Okay.
Women are a little harsher on each other, aren't we? Men have been very positive about it. I mean, occasionally there will be somebody that leaves a
jackass.
But overall, I think women are a little more judgmental on the whole process.
Right.
So it's been really interesting. It's been great to connect. If anyone is on Instagram, you can just follow #SilverSisters. There's so many women across the globe that we've all united, and we've all just are in different stages of growing out our gray, but it's a very supportive community. And I'm so, really glad to be a part of it and be one of the, I guess I hate to use the word influencer, but gray hair influencer.
Is that how you started? Then you got in with the Silver Sisters first, and then you branched off and started doing your own? Or was it you started doing your own and then you found Silver Sisters? How did that work for you?
Well, I think, on Instagram, I was thinking about stopping coloring my hair, which was
Right.
kind of radical and rebellious working in beauty.
Right.
None of my colleagues would even think about going gray. No one's
Right.
going gray in my general group of friends or colleagues in the industry. It's just unheard of. You just don't,
Right.
you don't do it. So I just was so tired of coloring my hair, Brad, every 2 weeks. And then 5 days into it, I'd see those sparkles start to show and I'd have to use powders and spray. It was just so annoying. And anyone listening that is going through that, I know you can relate. It's a lot of work, a lot of maintenance. And don't get me wrong, I am high maintenance. I am all about the maintenance. But if that was really starting to bother me, you can imagine it was bad. So I just, was curious. So I was following some women transitioning from their color to gray. And it was inspiring to see women still looking beautiful and glamorous, but embracing their gray. And I jumped on that bandwagon in September of 2020. So I'm about 16, 17 months into my gray hair transition. I have a long way to go because my hair is very long and I refuse to cut it. I don't like short hair on me. So I'm just, going cold turkey. And you can watch my progress on my Instagram. And it's been a great experience. It's been great to hear from younger women specifically saying, you've inspired me. I'm never going to color my hair after seeing you, or I hope I look as great as you when I'm your age. I mean, those are things that really have touched my heart to see younger women saying, you know what, it's okay to go gray. It's okay to get older. And that's been really rewarding.
Embrace it and own it.
Yeah, men get to embrace it.
Exactly.
Women,
so why shouldn't women?
Well, it's society. I don't know. We have to change the dialogue.
Well, this is what you're doing though, right? With this whole movement that you're starting and that you're part of. Now, you had mentioned that your colleagues, this is just something that you just don't do in your industry. So what has been their reception with what you're doing? How do they view you and what do they think of what you're doing?
I think twofold. I think, obviously they say, oh, it looks great. I don't think that they really think that, but they say it to me. And they've been very encouraging, but they always finish off with, it looks good on you, but I could never do it. Or I'm never going to I can't do that, but it looks great on you, which again, you can read that both ways, but I don't care. That's the great thing about getting older. I do not give a
fuck.
That's
the best.
I could swear.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. That's the best part though, is that you're embracing it. And as you get older, I think we get to a point where it's like, you know what? I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care what people think of me. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. All that matters is what I think of me. And that's it.
Exactly. And my hair has thanked me. I mean, my hair is thicker and healthier. I can't imagine.
Well, because you're not putting all those chemicals in your hair anymore.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was starting to get my hairline, I felt like was getting thinner. It was breaking. And I thought it was just hormones, menopause. No, it was because I was coloring every 2 weeks. And once I stopped that, my hair just rejuvenated and I'll never touch it with color again.
So you would think that would also send a message, if you're talking about that too, to other women, to like, why kill your hair with all these fucking chemicals and garbage you're putting in your hair?
Because society tells us that we should not age. We should not go gray. I mean, that's like the kiss of death. It's like, you let yourself go, you look old. And I just really want to change the dialogue. Like, what's wrong with aging? What is wrong with looking older? I am older. I'm 54. I mean, I'm older, so what? Who
but
cares?
You're owning that shit though.
I am. And it's really kind of radical because I feel like I have my foot in two worlds.
Yeah.
One world is the beauty industry, which tells us don't age, anti-aging, put on this face creams to stop the wrinkles. There's the Botox, there's all of that. There's the hair color. Then there's this other side that I have a foot in that is like rebel. Like I have a t-shirt that says gray hair is the new middle finger. It's just
love it.
Saying,
That's awesome.
F you to the beauty industry, F you to your society standards of what women should look like as they age. And so I kind of been caught between two worlds because one world is my career and my passion. And then the other side is me aging and kind of saying, wait a minute, I don't like this messaging. I don't think it's fair and I don't like it. And I'm going to do something about it.
Well, I love it. I think what you're doing is incredibly inspiring and amazing. So keep doing what you're doing. It's awesome.
Thank you.
So what inspired you then to start to go public and taking it onto social media? I mean, because, once you put stuff out onto social media, it's out there. So what inspired that for you?
Just, again, my passion has always been to help women. And I think me kind of showing and, putting myself out there, for positivity and for ridicule, right? Because I get mean comments on the daily, and I thank them because they're helping my algorithm. So every comment that they leave, I'm like, thank you. You're helping me reach more people. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
That's a great way to look at it.
Like they're helping me. Every comment counts, right? Every like or whatever counts. So anyway, I'd really just to show other women like, hey, if this is something you're thinking of doing, it's okay. Like, look at, I try to show the glamorous side of being gray because I'm not going to stop wearing makeup or dressing a certain way, but my hair is gray. Gray is just a hair color. We need to stop putting so much emphasis on what it means. It's just nature's way of changing your color. And I don't know. I guess I'm starting to see what was the big deal. Like, I thought I would go to my grave coloring my hair. I did. And so I feel like if I can do it, anybody can do it. Anybody.
So how do you think then women continue, or you continue, or the narrative gets changed? How does that happen in your opinion? What needs to happen to keep that going and to keep that momentum moving and to where you see a noticeable shift?
Mm-hmm. I think, step by step, like we're doing, just more women going public with their gray hair transition, normalizing the conversation, normalizing gray hair is kind of the thing. Is just, it's normal. It's okay. You can choose to color your hair. I'm not anti-color. I'm not trying to convert every single woman out there to not color their hair. But I'm showing that this also is an option, that you don't have to color your hair if you don't want to anymore. I just didn't want to anymore. It was so draining. It was planning events around, okay, I'm going to be traveling in a week or two. Oh my God, I got to get my hair colored before I go. Or if I had a special event, scheduling everything around my freaking roots. It was ridiculous, even for me. And I was like, I'm done doing that.
Excellent.
So,
I love
here
it.
We are. Here we are.
What do you say then to the haters and the negativity? Do you engage with them at all, or you just completely ignore them and that's
I completely ignore them. I don't give it any attention. You know, what you give your attention to expands. And so I think any person on social who is growing a following, or, you're going to, no matter what, it doesn't have to be about gray hair. It could just, I follow some women who do fashion blogs for women over 50. They get horrible comments too. Like, hey, grandma, why are you wearing that? Or, it's just people want to be hateful. They feel better about themselves for that little moment, putting somebody else down. But you can't give it any momentum.
Energy,
And I love it when my followers jump in and defend me. I'm like, yes, awesome. I just kind of sit back with popcorn, watching the dialogue.
I'm sure though the good far outweighs the bad. I mean, like you said, you get a lot of comments and messages from younger women talking about how inspired they are by you. So that's got to make you feel pretty damn incredible, especially from the younger generation hearing that.
It does. And I get that all the time. I'll just, if I run to get coffee or I'm somewhere, younger women, they're like, oh my God, I love your hair. I love that, and so that makes me feel good when it's someone younger.
Absolutely. Of course. And to know that they see what you're doing and they want to model that when they get older. I think that's incredible.
It is. It feels good. And now whether or not they do it, that's okay. Like I said, I'm not here to convert people. I'm just here to show women that there's an alternative. You don't have to color your hair and you can embrace it. And we all have such unique gray patterns that there's all different kinds of silver, and it's pretty cool. It's unique to you. And I like that.
Love it. Let's talk a little bit about your podcast. So you started your podcast, The Beauty Debut, back in 2020. What inspired you to start the podcast? And can you tell us a bit about it, the subject matter? Is it interview style? Is it solo? Is it both?
It's both. And I started it because, to be honest, I was laid off because of the pandemic. And I was bored out of my mind and kind of falling into a depression because I wasn't working. And I was thinking, what the fuck is going to happen to me? Like because our industry was hit pretty hard. You know, salons were closed. I was working for another company at the time. They just couldn't afford to keep us on, you know, for this longer stretch. So I was laid off, and it was the first time in my life. I was just like, oh my God. So I started the podcast really as a big love letter back to the beauty industry. And my tagline was the beauty debut, look behind what it's really like to work in beauty, right? The good, the bad, and the catty. Because there's a lot of catty. And so I was interviewing different women in the beauty industry that worked, you know, in different areas. And I really wanted them to share the good, the bad, and the catty. But what I found is that people were so afraid to kind of be totally real and honest because they were like, oh, what if my boss hears this? Or what if so-and-so hears this? And, you know, it's a small community, and, you know, you just don't want to burn any bridges. And I get that. So it really didn't go the direction I really wanted to. It ended up being more about different women-owned brands, about people's careers, which was fine, but that wasn't really what I wanted. So this next season, I'm changing things around. It's going to be more about women's issues, aging, ageism, going gray. And then of course, still keeping with, you know, beauty tips and tricks, which is again, kind of what I live for.
Right. The staple of it all. Claudia, what do you think your unique skill set or superpower is that's helped you become successful?
I have a big mouth and I speak up. I don't take shit. If I think something's unfair, I speak up. I stand up for myself, which I think a lot of women sometimes don't do. They're afraid to speak up. They're afraid to speak their truth. And I am not. Sometimes it's got me in trouble because I'll speak up against authority. If I see something wrong or I don't agree, I speak my mind. And I have my mom to thank for that. She's that way. And she really empowered me to speak my truth and to stand up for yourself. You have to. In corporate, in business, you have to be your own advocate.
Absolutely. And, so you've always been this way then? Or it's not something you kind of struggled with stepping into?
Well, I think, you know, when you're young and you're in your early 20s, you know, maybe you're not that way. You kind of go along. But there was just, you know, a point where I'm like, wait a minute, you know, you have to ask for what you want. You know, if you want to move up in a company, you have to speak it. You have to say, hey, I would love to move ahead. How can I do that? Ask. You have to speak up for yourself.
Well, I mean, if you don't ask the question, the answer is always going to be no.
Absolutely.
So you have to. How do you define the word success? What does that word mean to you?
Success to me means waking up every day and being excited about what you're doing. You know, when you can wake up happy, that's success. I feel that I wake up every day. Nobody loves to go to work. I mean, I'm not like, yeah, I get to work. But once I get there, once I start my day, I love what I do. And it goes by so fast. It never feels like work. And I love creating. So my Instagram has been such a great outlet for me to create makeup and to express myself. And to me, that's success. I love it.
What would you say is one of the most important things you've learned in your life? And what was your life like before learning it? And what was your life like after you learned it?
I guess loving myself. You know, I didn't always love myself, but after finally just accepting myself and good and bad and loving myself, my life has been so much easier, so much better. And I think that's a life lesson that we're all on, is learning to love ourselves. And
absolutely.
Ourselves. And when you can some women find it way earlier, and kudos to them. Or some women maybe had parents that really taught them that. But, you know, I think a lot of parents are wounded themselves. They're wounded children, really, and they're raising other wounded children.
They're passing that down.
Kind of perpetuates. And so I think at a certain stage, you have to stop blaming, you know, childhood or things that have happened and take ownership and just move on. And love yourself, accept yourself. It's going to be okay. It's
so important. And I honestly believe that is the foundation and basis for fucking everything in life, everything. And then it just all emanates out from there. If you don't start with doing the inner work, you're fucked. You have to start with you first, for sure.
Yeah. You do. And, you know, things happen to all of us. I mean, I was a survivor of, you know, sexual molestation when I was 4. A lot of trauma. Shit. Yeah, a lot of trauma. Just, you know, a lot of things happen. I, you know, never had a good relationship with my dad. You know, a lot of, I think, emotional abuse. And, we all have something,
Yes.
but it's what you do with it.
That's
It's
right.
what you take from it. And, God blessed me with an amazing mom. So I was able to work through a lot of those things. And that's why I feel that it's so important. The quicker you can learn to love yourself, the better.
A strong woman to help guide you, your mom, and support you.
My mom is everything to me.
What is one of the best pieces of advice you've ever received?
Follow your heart. My mom always said that. Follow your intuition, follow your heart. And when I haven't done that, it's led me down the wrong way.
Right.
But if I really, am in tune and follow it, I'm always good. It's good.
What does the word empowerment mean to you?
Empowerment. I think empowerment to me means standing up for yourself.
Yeah.
Again, speaking your truth, living your truth, zero fucks given kind of attitude, and just, do you. Like, don't worry about what people think. You're never going to make everybody happy.
Very
I guess
true.
that's another life lesson.
Yeah.
It's unachievable. So make yourself happy. Of course, without hurting others, but,
Yes.
make yourself happy first.
Start there. Exactly. That's where it starts. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And as they say, your vibe will attract your tribe. So once you get to that point where you are in love with yourself and you are feeling confident and good about who you are, those people will naturally come to you that are like-minded.
Absolutely. Yep, they will. And you'll repel people that aren't, whether it's a love interest, friendships, whatever. You're not on the same wavelength with them.
Yeah.
And you won't mesh, and they won't even approach you.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is great.
What do you feel most grateful for in your life?
My family, my mom, and my dogs.
Oh, you have dogs.
Yeah, I have two long-haired dachshunds, Fonzie and Ludo. And they are my heart. I had golden retrievers at one point, so like in a different life. They have since passed, but my two new ones are Fonzie and Ludo.
Fonzie and Ludo, I love it.
They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous, and they know it.
They're high maintenance.
They are high maintenance for sure. You nailed it.
So we're going to jump into a little rapid fire section here. So the next grouping of questions just be 2, 3, 4 word answer type thing. Okay.
Okay.
What was your dream job as a child?
My dream job was to be a newscaster.
Wow. A newscaster. Okay.
I wanted to be a newscaster. I thought that would be incredible.
Did you ever think go take it any further than that? Did you pursue it at all?
Yeah, I think when I wasn't, going to college, I was torn between graphic arts and journalism.
Okay.
I know, such very different things.
Yeah.
But then I got disillusioned with college, and then I went to beauty school. So there you go.
And that was that. What was your very first job?
Oh, I worked at Walgreens. It was horrible. I was a cashier at Walgreens, and I hated every minute I was there. I hated it. I was 16. So
how long did you work there for?
Until my mom let me quit. I think it was maybe like less than a year. I blame school. I'm like, I can't get my homework done. So then she let me quit. That was a total lie. That was a lie.
What is the first thing you notice about a person?
Their eyebrows.
I have never had anyone answer that. Wait.
I look at their eyebrows. Tells me a lot about a person.
Okay. If you could teach the world one thing, what would it be?
Don't be a dick.
Pretty straightforward. Yeah.
Be nice. I mean, like what's in it for you? What you put out, you get back. So just be fucking nice.
Exactly. It's so funny. It boggles my mind every time I think about it is why the human race has such a fucking hard time figuring out how to be nice. It's not that difficult. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't take that much energy. Just be nice. Think of how much more of a better place the world would be if everyone was on that wavelength.
Yeah, be respectful of others, do unto others as you would want done unto you. It's not that fucking hard.
It's not, but apparently it is for the human race.
Apparently right now, especially, it's very hard. Yeah,
it is.
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe yourself in one word?
Fabulous.
I love it. What is one thing you want but cannot buy with money?
A monogamous man.
If you
know any?
Lots.
One with money, that would be good too.
There you go.
That's the hard part.
But is money a deal breaker?
Yes.
Okay. All righty then.
Just being honest.
Yeah, of course.
I don't want to be with somebody broke.
Well, no, not broke, but I mean,
No, they don't have to be a millionaire. I mean, no. but I don't want to be with somebody broke.
Self-sufficient.
Self-sufficient. There you go.
There we go.
And I don't ever want to live with anybody ever again. And I always want my own home.
Okay.
So I have to have somebody who's very confident. But if he's out there and you're listening, slide into my DMs.
If you could change one thing about the world, what would you change?
I think we talked about it, kindness,
Yeah.
just being kind and being, we're all wanting the same things in life, is to be loved, to be accepted.
Yeah.
And it boggles my mind that we just, with all the technology and all of the advancements, we're just, as a human race, we're so far from that.
We are.
I just don't get it. I can't even, my mind can't even conceive.
Go there. No.
Yeah. I don't get it.
It does not compute.
Mm.
One beauty item that I can't live without?
Makeup. I really can't. Yes, I've stopped dyeing my hair, but I will probably die with makeup on.
Okay. That concludes our rapid fire section. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Who in your life has had the biggest impact on you and why?
My mother, for all the reasons. My mom is just my mentor. She's been a friend. She's been everything in my life.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was really blessed. I lucked out and got an incredible mother, and she'll be turning 75 on March 18th. And,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday to her. And she's such a dynamic, wonderful woman. I really lucked out.
Beautiful. What does the best version of Claudia look like when you close your eyes and imagine it?
About 10 pounds lighter. Let's see, just fulfilled and happy and making an impact, helping others. I think that's the best version of myself.
What is an unexpected occurrence in your life that you're grateful for?
An unexpected occurrence. I would say moving out to Vegas. I think it was unexpected. Wouldn't necessarily say that I love Las Vegas, but being here has really shifted my career for the positive. It's really brought me closer to my mom. She retired here several years ago. So we hadn't lived in the same city for many, many decades.
Yeah.
So, being close to her and kind of reestablishing our connection, it's always been great, but really just seeing her for the first time as a woman, with her own dreams and aspirations. Some happened, some didn't, and just really appreciating her as a person. So I think that probably wouldn't have happened had I not landed here in Vegas. So that was a great surprise.
If you had the opportunity to sit down and have a 1-hour conversation with one woman, any woman in the world, alive or dead, who would it be and why?
That is so tough. And people are probably going to either love me or hate me for this answer. But the first person that comes to my mind, honestly, is Madonna.
Really?
I love her, but I would love to have a conversation with her now that she's aged, because I always thought she was going to be the kind of woman that'd be like, F you.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm wrinkled. Yes, I'm this, but she hasn't. She's kind of gone a different direction.
Yeah.
And, I'm not judging. Plastic surgery is great for those that want to do it, but she's gone to such extreme. And I really would just like to have a open, honest conversation with her about that. Because I bet it's been hard for her to age, because she's always been seen as this sex icon.
Yeah.
And this,
in the spotlight constantly.
In the spotlight. And of course, women that are famous are judged so harshly for everything they do. So she's always been an idol of mine. And I just would love to see if she'd really come clean about that.
Yeah.
Like, why did you do that to your face? Why did you do this at this stage in your life? Like, I think she could have gone a different way and really inspired women. And she's kind of fallen prey to, I think, what a lot of us, fall prey to is just trying to keep up and look younger.
Yeah. They also, people like her that are in the spotlight, that they have a huge responsibility on their shoulders. As you just said, people look to these women, speaking about women specifically, women look up to these women, and that's a lot of responsibility. Like some of these women's idols, and you're under a microscope constantly. I have to say, I truly admire her. She is, I think, one of the most incredible business women ever. Like she's just brilliant. She knows how to market herself like nobody's fucking business.
And come on, she'd have great stories. I want to know, like, what is Sean Penn like in bed? Come on, like, let's talk. She's done it all. She's traveled. She's met incredible people. I just think it'd be a great dinner out, cocktails.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
And I know I could have picked somebody more, I don't know, Mother Teresa, I don't know, somebody else.
Hey,
but
if this is what resonates.
If I'm keeping it real, it'd be Madonna. Like, I want to sit down with her.
Very cool.
Talk.
I love it. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
Go to beauty school sooner. Just get after it. I kind of delayed. I just hated college, didn't know what I wanted to do. I ended up working at Jenny Craig for several years, but it taught me sales, but I just was kind of floating. I didn't know what I wanted. And I just wish I would have gone to technical school, beauty school in high school. They offered that. And I guess I never considered that, but I would have been further ahead in my career even sooner. So,
right. Okay. Yeah. Lastly, if you were to deliver your last 30-second speech to the world, or your corner of the world, your people, your tribe, what would that last 30 seconds sound like? What advice would you impart into them? What would you say?
I would say, thanks. It's been great. It's been fun. It's been real. And like I said earlier to you, don't be a dick. Be nice. That's it. Pretty simple life motto. It's like, enjoy your life, enjoy every decade. There's silver lining in everything that you experience, and just be nice to other people.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Be nice, guys. It's not that hard, So anyway, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but that's it. I mean, at this stage, now ask me again when I'm 60 or 70, I might have a different answer.
Right.
You learn so much every decade.
You do, absolutely.
I've evolved and I've changed over the last, 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
And that's why I think marriage should be illegal until you're in your 30s.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. You're too young before that. You don't know shit.
You don't know yourself.
No.
Not enough to make a life-changing decision.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Claudia, thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. It was an absolute blast, a pleasure chatting with you. I love what you're doing. I think it's brilliant what you're doing for women and the whole anti-aging movement. I think it's amazing, and just embrace it. Just fucking love it. And I know that's a hell of a lot easier said than done, but think of how different things would be if people would just embrace their shit and just own it, So thank you. I truly appreciate you. Keep on shining and doing the beautiful work you're doing. I think it's amazing. And
thank you so much for having me as a guest. And to all the women out there listening, you can run from aging, but it's going to catch you. So why not just, ride it out, enjoy it. Enjoy the freedoms. I'm looking forward to next year. I'll be 55. You get discounts at movie theaters. You can order cheaper things on breakfast menus. People are nicer. People are nicer to you because you're older. There's so many pros, and I can buy a house in a 55 and older community. I mean, these are things that you don't think about that are fucking incredible. And I'm excited. I'm excited to turn 55 next year.
Awesome. I love hearing that. Claudia, thank you again so much for taking the time to be here. I've thoroughly enjoyed our conversation. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. It's been an amazing conversation. You are a true inspiration, honestly, and you make me laugh.
Thank you, Brad. It's been great. And thanks so much for having me on your show. I really
My pleasure.
Picking me out of many. Thank you.
Once again, my name is Brad Walsh, host of your Empowerography podcast. Today, my guest has been Claudia Fabian. She is a pro-aging ambassador. Thank you so much, Claudia. I hope you have an amazing rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca and follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.